What is up, you guys? It is your girl, Jada S, aka your mom friend. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Your Mom Friend. Welcome to episode 12, you guys. Episode 12, y'all. Let me just say, it took everything in me. I was about to put my wig on, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be authentic and give them all this forehead today, okay? So if you see me like turning, that's just to let y'all know there's a bun back here, okay? I'm annoying. But anyways, what's up, you guys? Welcome to episode 12. I feel like there's we're on episode 12. It's 12 days of Christmas. I don't know. I just feel like there's some correlation there as we're in the midst of the holidays. I don't know, but I'm really in the holiday spirit, y'all. And that's just going to lead me right to announcements, y'all. So I think I mentioned last episode that we're having a holiday party / housewarming. And y'all, I'm a little nervous. I love hosting. But I don't know, like this is our first like real party and real event in our house. And y'all, I just want to make sure everyone has just a great experience in our home and it's aesthetically pleasing and it's nice and comfy. And I'm excited. Like we're really about to be in some home decor bags this week and putting up our tree and all that jazz. So I'm super duper duper excited about that. But I also feel like this time of year, like I'm really big on creating your own traditions, and I'm really big on just like making your own rules. Like it's your house and you can do whatever you want with your kids and your children and set new traditions that you think your children would love and your family would love. And I'm just really emphasizing that. And being that this is my baby's second Christmas, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is so much fun. I feel like it was fun as her first Christmas, but now that she's, a little bit more into things, like it's better. So I'm excited for her to really, really, really be involved this year. So I'll keep you updated on that. But anyways, you guys, what's in my cup? What's in my cup, y'all? Today, y'all gonna be like, girl, switch it up. I'm drinking some vanilla chai tea. You know what I'm gonna do? It's a little cold. Dang, I made it like a few minutes ago and I was like, preparing to get ready for the episode and stuff. And I just kind of let it sit for a while. So it's not as hot as I like. Dang it. But the flavor is still hitting. And because it was sitting, it really got time to like steep, so it's hitting. It's really, really good. Okay, that was dramatic. But you guys, hello. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get into this episode. Because as you can see, the title of this episode is Choosing Yourself in Motherhood. Yeah, y'all, we diving right in. Choosing yourself in motherhood. And I think that title is important because it's kind of letting you know that it is a choice. And it is an option that we have as moms to still choose us. I think this narrative came upon us that once you become a mom, that your life is over, right? And I think that came from us seeing the past generation, like of our moms and our aunties and our grandmothers. And, I think we have seen the past generations sacrifice so much for their kids and for their children that we've never actually seen them have time for themselves or do things for themselves because they were always making sure their kids were okay, making sure their kids got that, making sure their kids got this, So I think that we are so used to seeing that. I think back then there was this expectation that you had as a mom to just be everything to your kids. It was almost as like you had to choose motherhood or yourself. And it's almost as if the two couldn't coexist with each other, right? Like, for example, I don't have really any memories. At least I don't think that I do. I don't think I do, but I do not remember seeing my mom go on like girls trips, like growing up. Now that girl be outside, but growing up, I never really seen my mom do a lot of things for herself because somebody had basketball practice, somebody had a dance recital, somebody had something to do, and my mom was just so present that I didn't see her do things for herself. And it wasn't until I became an adult and my mom was empty nester and she was doing her own thing to where I really seen my mom be happy and do things for herself. And I just think that growing up, I think we need to normalize like us being able to preserve our identity and be a good mom. Because I think that's what this generation or our generation, I think that we are kind of changing the narrative a little bit when it comes to motherhood. And I think that's why everybody be turning their nose up when they see everybody be turning their nose up when like they see a mom outside after she just gave birth or something. And people are like, girl, you need to be taking care of your baby. Like, you need to be doing this, that, and the third. And it's just like, I think that we are just I think we are really fighting for our identities and we are really fighting to not lose ourselves in this journey of motherhood and in the process, because we don't want to look back years from now and realize that my whole 30s or my whole 20s was just all about my kids. And I never really got to find myself and I never really got to experience things for myself and I never got to do things. Now I'm in my 50s, 60s, whatever the age frame is. Now I'm at this point in my life where I'm finally choosing myself and I missed out on certain things or I couldn't experience certain things in my younger years because it was just all about my kids. And I just love how we are changing the game when it comes to that. Don't get me wrong, we still make sacrifices for our children. It's going to require us to miss out on things. It's going to require some discomfort. It's going to require growth for sure. But I do think the standard of motherhood has just kind of changed. And I just love how like we can have fun and do things for ourselves and find ourselves and be ourselves while also still being a great mom, because the two can happen at the same time. And I think that, as far as identity goes and as far as like losing yourself goes, I feel like it's so fragile in motherhood. Like your identity is like, you have to be intentional and you have to be disciplined really about pouring into yourself and still understanding and getting to know yourself. And that requires time away from your kids. That requires time away from the home. I think we are just so much more mindful of these type of things. And I appreciate that about our generation. And just going back to my point earlier about choosing yourself in motherhood, like it really is a choice and it takes intentionality. It takes discipline. And I think it's so important. I think it's important for a lot of reasons. For one, your mental health, period. Like I said, we are just fighting for our identities and we're trying to make sure that we are not losing ourselves to motherhood or to our home or whatever it is. When we still make time for ourselves and when we still have some self-care left in us and we can do things for ourselves, I think that's just incredible for our mental health. And we just need to really keep pushing that. Like, I'm so happy that mental health upon moms and postpartum depression and all that, I'm so happy that that's a topic that's being spoke about often. And I think sometimes that can be part of the problem. That can be part of the reason, is because we no longer know who we are anymore. And it's literally a battle to figure it out. And I think that once we cross that line of like, okay, no, being unapologetic about choosing myself and choosing us, once we get to that phase, baby, it's just so much of a better feeling. And I think that we should all experience it. Another reason it's super important is because I think it's just a great example to our kids. And I think that it's important to let your children know, like, you are a woman outside of being their mom. Because at a certain age, your children look at you for who you are as a person and not necessarily who you are as their mom or dad. And I think that comes way later, of course, but it's a thing. And I think that has just a really lasting impact on your children and what they see in you. If you choose yourself, I think there's a less chance of you feeling any type of resentment or guilt, because we're not going to talk about, or we are, but in a later episode, how resentment kind of shows up as like jealousy sometimes. And this is an ongoing topic on the internet as well, just about like moms feeling envious or jealous of their daughters or their sons or whatever the case is. And I think it stems from like, you're the reason I couldn't do X, Y, and Z. And now you're able to do it now, you know? And I think that comes with a lot of guilt and a lot of resentment and a lot of jealousy. And I just think that you can avoid all of that by being intentional about who you are as a person outside of motherhood. But really, I think it's all about balance and time management, being able to find time for yourself, being able to balance and juggle it all. And a lot of times that's not easy. A lot of times it's really, really hard, actually. But I think it's just important to understand that we have that option now. We can have time for ourselves and be away and still be great parents and still be great moms and still nourish our children to the best of our abilities and give them what they need and make sure they're okay and give them the emotional and mental support. Like, we can do all these things while still being able to figure out who we are as women and who we are ourselves. And I just don't want to wait, you know, like I just don't want to wait until my baby is 16 and I finally have some me time and I finally can have some self-care. And so all she's seen up until now is just me pouring into, you know, others and not myself. Like, I just want my baby to know, or, you know, my baby and my future kids, I just want them to know that, like, you are a priority. You yourself, you are a priority. And you should show yourself love and give yourself the type of love and affection and nourishment that you give everybody else. It's okay to do that sometimes, okay? So that's my spiel, y'all. That is my spiel. But we are going to hop into moms in the media, moms in the media. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. I just literally, y'all, I'm like checking my phone on accident just because I just opened my phone and my baby has a doctor's appointment in a couple days and on Friday. I did not know that. Y'all, I'm so glad they be sending out these reminders like, ooh, baby. And I'm so glad they send it out days in advance. What I cannot stand, off topic, but bear with me. What I cannot stand is when people send reminders the day before. Like, dang, you were supposed to tell me about this earlier in the week. But anyways, you guys, we're going to hop into moms in the media. So this is a post that I seen on Instagram at Big Life Journal. And I'm going to pop it right here. It's going to be 2 pictures. So it says 50 phrases to make your child feel absolutely loved. I'm not going to go into all 50, of course. We ain't got time for that. But I just want to hit 1 through 10 really quick. Okay. So 1, I love you always. You are important. I'm so glad you were born. You are loved just the way you are. I believe you. You are so special to me. I cherish every moment with you. You are a gift to our family. I'm here for you no matter what. You light up my world. I think it is so important to affirm your children. You know, I think it is so important to give your child these words of encouragement and give your child this type of validation young. You know, I think that it's important to allow them to know that kind of affection in the home, because the moment they start looking for that type of validation and affection outside, maybe that's when things get a little rocky. And I just think that, like, affirmations and letting your kids know that you love them and being able to pour into your children and speak to them in a way where they feel loved and validated. Like, I just think that's so important, you guys. And I think it's important to start, like I just said, I think it's important to start young so you can make it a habit, because, you know, once they get older and, you know, they kind of are able to feel things out for themselves, they will be able to feel that. And I think kids long that type of nourishment. I love that post. And I read all 50 of them. I encourage you guys should too, because a lot of times, you know, it's the smallest things. You are loved. I love you. You are a gift to our family. Like, it's just the most smallest but meaningful words that you can give somebody. And it's just amazing. So I love that. I'm intentionally practicing that. I love that post. I'm going to link it down below so you guys can check it out. And also the link down below, I'm going to put the Mompreneur inquiry form. Make sure you fill that out so you can be featured right here on your Mom Friend Pod. Okay. So go over to your Mom Friend Pod on Instagram and fill out the Mompreneur inquiry form. Tell me a little bit about your business, your service, whatever you do, and you can be highlighted and featured right here on your Mom Friend. Okay. Yay. Thank you guys so much for your ongoing support and for tuning in, and make sure that you catch your Mom Friend on YouTube every Wednesday. Y'all, every time I drink this vanilla chai, like your girl be, dang it. But yeah, make sure that you download if you are listening on any podcast platform. Make sure you give us a download. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you give me a subscribe, and make sure you follow me on Instagram at Your Mom Friend Pod. And you can follow my personal one at JSteves. And then you can follow me on TikTok, because your girl has been on TikTok and I've been loving it over there. Okay. So make sure you do that. And thank you guys so much. Happy holidays. Until next time, friend. Mwah.